Hello everybody. So, as Natasha said, for the next 20 minutes or so we are going to talk to you about data, which isn't the most riveting topic to start. So what I'm going to start by saying, don't think about it as data. I want you all to think about it as all those questions that you submitted prior to the event. I've read them and I'm a bit of a nerd and I got quite excited by them because I thought actually you can find answers to all those questions that were posed. So what I want you to all think about is more around how we find solutions for the questions that we have in our roles and when we're looking for graduate talent. So very quick introductions. I'm this one here, obviously. Fran is this one here. I'm going to tee it up, as Natasha said, very briefly and just do a bit of a market summary, look at data generally, and then I'll hand over to Fran to bring it to life from a sort of Deloitte perspective and how they use data on a project to deal with diversity. So, our market and data. This is probably my only meaty slide. There are some stats in here, so just bear with me, but it's quite important we sort of set the scene, I think. So the graduate talent marketplace is a big one. Okay, there's 1.76 million students at undergraduate level, but that's a bit boring. What's happening is the enrolments are in decline. So 5% last year, the number of people going to university declined. Interestingly, last year we all tried to hire 1.6% more people. So less coming in, we want more, and positively, we're all growing by 4.6%, or we're forecasting. So we've got a bit of a challenge that actually, yes, there's a lot of people, but it's highly competitive. Also, people have way more choices, okay? They're applying for more, they're applying for jobs, they're being offered jobs, they're not turning up. So actually what's happening with our candidates is that their choices, their behaviours, their attitudes to traditional large recruiters like ourselves is changing marginally. And last year there was 3,800 graduate startup businesses that are hiring other graduates. So suddenly this sort of attitudes of independence is changing as well. So we've got this tribal movement going on. We all know the impact of influencers. Research is still telling us, that research we run, research that's published by a number of organisations, ISC or whatever, is that parents are still pivotal. But what we've got in this sort of marketplace is Glassdoor, LinkedIn, all the noise, all of our comms. So these candidates are sort of bombarded from every side, which makes it quite tough for us to make an impact. The average recruiter that we work with in the future talent space goes to 20 events every year. So we're all on campus, en masse, taking our wares and our offerings and our solutions and services. And so actually we've got a really, really tough challenge while we have limited resources, okay? So we don't work with anyone. I don't think many people in this room would say, I've got enough people, enough time, and enough budget to do what I want to do. So according to the ISE last year, the average cost of hire for a graduate in, it says Britain, interestingly, is £3,383, of which about 1,700 is on the attraction stage, the in-market stage. So what I didn't want to do, and I have done, is paint a really crap picture of our jobs and our market. What I wanted to do, genuinely, is actually say we've got some challenges, okay? And the reason I wanted to set the scene of a challenge is because for a challenge, we need to be able to answer that. We need to be able to address that. So this is where data comes into play. Fundamentally, it helps us answer our questions, okay, in everything that we want to know. All the things we've just been through, all the things you asked pre-event, it helps us to answer those. Secondly, our market is absolutely prime for it. So our candidates leave information everywhere. They give it freely, they share it freely, they leave a little breadcrumb trail. And also the 3 V's, the Gartner thing, the volume, the velocity and the variety. So actually there's a load of it, which means that all of those things on the left side, the positive side of why we care about it, mean that we can do really powerful things. On the negative side, is it valuable? We can spend so much time looking at it and talking about it that actually we don't understand what we're getting out of it. Secondly, it is data. It's a bit boring. So actually, do we care about it? Are our brains wired to work in that way? We're not machines, we're recruiters, we're people. So actually, how do we use this stuff effectively? So there is a sort of two-sided coin to this. Which is why it's really important when you think about how you use data as a recruiter, or whether it's attraction, onboarding, selection, segmentation, is to really just focus on what exactly you want it to do, which is an obvious thing to say, but it's really critical. And we as an organisation and as a specialist agency who help organisations recruit and develop their brands, is we use it for one of two things, really. Optimize, so do what you do now, but do it better. And we're doing a lot of that at the moment because of trying to make businesses more efficient, or grow in new markets you're not currently in. So when you have that challenge of launching an apprenticeship, or when you have that challenge of understanding who is it I should recruit, where are they, how much should I pay for them, how do I hit them and have an effect, effectively we always start with the information in market. Where does it come from? So this is the sort of three main data sources that we as professionals would use. They're sometimes called first, second, third party, but what you've got in the heart is your own information. So your ATS, your applications, your brochure downloads, whatever you've got in your system, that's yours, that's high value, really, really actionable. The second layer is shared. We as a sector, in our experiences, we're not that strong at this, but this is where you work with organisations to make your data talk to each other. So it might be working in partnership with someone like IHR or a media channel and saying, actually, what have you got, what have we got, and how do we optimise together and understand together? And the third, the meaty, exciting one that's really easy and free and available to us all is market data. So because we're working in the early sort of emerging talent, future talent, graduate market, we've got loads of quangos that hold a gold mine of information. So HISA, HEFKI, UCAS, all of these data sets exist out there that we can use. And this is the example that Fran will take you through, is actually the questions that we've got sit in the third outer shell. And that's actually quite rare for a sector. So what we have got, the final slide before I hand over to Fran, is just, there's an example of this. I'm not actually going to go through it. You know, if you're interested, then you can either, if you're really keen, you can look post-event, or you can just grab me at any point today and I can talk you through these. But what we've got here is an example of where they might be and how we might use them. So what we've done with Deloitte over the last sort of year is used all those three data sets and work through a project to sort of attract, understand, and make highly efficient the recruitment of a diverse audience. So I will hand over to Fran at that point, and she will bring it to life.
So, first of all, I want to say that data for me, it's my life. So I'm a completely nerd, I'm a geek. So even before working with Richard, I manually did all of my data. They were horrible because I am colorblind. So they were like fuchsia and green and blue, and business was a little bit, now at least it's cute. It looks so professional and nice. But I really cannot live without data, because how do you take decision if you don't know what's going on, internally, externally, and everything? So I've always been on data. Before going on how we use data and what we have achieved, I just wanted to share with you the model of diversity that I use for experienced hire and graduate and apprentices, for everybody. So my background is marketing and anthropology, so I'm anthropologist by trade and marketing by profession. So the way diversity works in most companies, you've got a norm. Usually the norm is the blue-eyed boy, white, middle class. And then you add the girls, the people from the ethnic minority, you add the segments, and you try desperately to reach them. And that creates, really, this is us, and this is the different people we want to attract. What we are doing instead is an inside-out diversity. So we have identified the norms of background, values, identity, beliefs, the way you behave, the way you think. So we target that target audience, and we don't care if that target audience is female, man, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. We target people with a similar culture to ours. And of course, then we supplement it with more activity and research if the data itself doesn't work. So just to share with you the philosophy behind. So what I needed to do, I've been in this job 2 years and a half. And when I took over, we didn't have one event tracked, one data set. University were chosen only on number of applications we received, not even offers. Nothing was tracked, media was not tracked, social media was not tracked, nothing was tracked. It was fantastic. You know, I thought, I'm going to join Deloitte, it's going to be amazing, I'm going to learn a lot of things. Instead, it was a disaster, which excites me a lot. So it was really, especially at the beginning, it was total fun. So what I really wanted is to make sure that no one self-exclude, because there are a lot of people that don't even think to apply at Deloitte because it's a professional firm, male. So I really wanted to get those kind of people that fit with our culture, that thought, oh my God, I cannot apply. I really wanted to reduce events, but make them meaningful. So we had, when I joined, 950 events a year. We do now 150. Our competitors do 2,000, 3,000. I spend not more than £500 per person on candidate attraction. Because it's clever, it's targeted, and it's very culturally relevant to them, I can spend less money, less events, but do it meaningfully. And then, of course, increase application and improve conversion rate, because my predecessor was measured on number of applications, but 100,000 people can apply. They don't convert. You give a lot of really hard work for the selection people, and you've just made a mess. So, again, nothing difficult here. I'm not going to spend time, but really, first you understand and then you decide. It's quite common sense, even if I've seen people doing strategy before even understanding what they were doing. But this is another. So what we did, I started to do this myself. So really spending days. My email has got at the end, don't put meetings on Fridays, because I don't exist on Fridays. Fridays are my days of thinking, doing data, being creative. So if one wants to risk their life, they put a meeting with me on a Friday. And my team knows that they cannot even ask for help if they are really tempest drowning, nothing. So what I did is I started to look at everything. We started to track everything. We started to build a history and a benchmark of what was going on and where was going on. But at the beginning, it was just internal data. So when I started to work with Richard, finally I could have access directly to all of the kind of data and integrated data. So what we've done, it's really, and if you see, there are some data that are really scary. I don't know if you can see it from there, but a white boy converts 6%, a black girl converts 1%. This is the data that it chilled my blood in my veins. Because if the goal is every human being has got the same opportunities given the chance, and you can see such a difference, as humans, not as professionals, our blood chills in the veins. So I had to do something, but at least I knew it. Going to the business with that, the business was completely horrified, because one thing is hearsay, one thing is, look at that, give me some money. give me some support, you know? You're a salesman in the office. So now we know everything. Our target segmentation on university, it's fully informed by gender, by subject, by kind of people, by ethnicity, by anything we want. So for the first time we are going in universities. For example, in university where we've got a high application in gender and BAME, but a low conversion rate, we are specializing in skill session and learning and development. In university where the applications are low, but the conversion is high, we don't need to do learning and development. We can do a live stream that costs us £50, and it's a return on conversion rate of 30%, just a live stream on internet. So this is really, you have hidden the university. I would have shared it with you, but it's fine. Let's keep it a secret. But just to give you some tip, if your company allows you not to be too obsessed by academic criteria, that it's completely BS, because there is no direct correlation between academic criteria and intelligence and potential. It's just a way that we have inherited from the Taylor age and the competency-based age to try and skim people so that we spend less money in assessing them, but it really doesn't correlate. So if your company allows you to be flexible on academic criteria, go in university where no one goes. Go where there is a lot of really clever people that work very hard, and they weren't privileged from the start, so they're even better than the people that were served it on a silver spoon. And so we know everything. We know it by region. We know the inside days don't work. We've eliminated them. We know that evenings at university work. We are doing more with employability skills. We know that live streams and live chat work. We know everything for technology what works. Imagine that Deloitte and who of you has worked in professional services is not one target audience. You recruit for audit, for finance people, for business people, for technology people, for HR people, for marketing people. All the spectrum of the industries are all at Deloitte. So you really have to have a very strong segmentation. Again, data everywhere. I think we have lived 3 weeks just on spreadsheet. It was the best time of my life, just spreadsheets. Then, unfortunately, because I've got another job, which is to lead the team and do a strategy, I had to train my managers, and now they do it, but I feel deprived. I resent it. So, again, and the other thing is, everything is tagged. So we know all the entry point, all the candidate journey. We know everything that works and everything that does, including social media, including everything. And all the messages are tailored by channel, by target audience. It's all tailored by what people respond, because you can do A/B pilots, you can see what works, and with not a lot of money, and then just test it and use it. These are some of the charts that we've got. Of course, there is two mindsets, what you need as a team and what you need to present to the business. It's two different things. The business needs 3 slides, and they need to understand the main points. You need a lot because you have to take decisions. But it's so beautiful when you go to the business and you say, you know what, we have tracked. You didn't trust us last year. We did only 150 events. You decided to do another 50 on your own. It's so beautiful to go back to them and say, your conversion rate is 0. It gives you a satisfaction that you cannot have from anything else. And we were able to do that. You know, why are you spending money? Why are you spending time? Come to our events. They work, yours doesn't. It's amazing. Or complaints, the partner of technology comes to you and say, we are not attracting enough women, and you show the data 1 second because we've got everything at our hands. It's 150 more application on gender, and it's like, okay. It's nice, that silence of humiliation, it makes you happy. And again, I'm joking, but it's nice to be able, especially in HR, we're not considered very expert in data and this kind of stuff. So to go to the business and being smarter than them, trust me, it's a big satisfaction. So these are some of the results that we really had. The application have gone up and is year on year. So the 55 is an increase on the 11% increase. So it's steadily increasing. But application, again, just tell me that the brand awareness has gone larger and more people are feeling not excluded. It doesn't tell me a lot because it could be the wrong kind of people. So from my point of view, the cultural fit, so really recruiting people that are ready and fit for the culture of the company, it's gone up in 2 years by saving the business 3 million and 6 in events in 1 year, and paying £500 per person per attraction. And again, for apprentices, if you see, is even higher. And of all of you that works with apprentices, you know that it's probably the toughest market, especially in technology and some other areas. So the results are really outstanding. Diversity, we have reduced by 81%, saved the money to the business. They didn't give it back to me. I'm very, very concerned about that, but it's fine. They can keep it. BEM application has gone up 104%, the gender has gone up, and what I'm very proud of is non-Russell Group application have gone up 60%. So now we've got actually an uneven split. We've got more non-Russell Group university, and that makes me very happy because those people will apply anyhow. They'll get the job anyhow. So why am I spending money to go and convince them for something they would do anyway? I go where people don't have a hope or don't think they can. That makes me proud as a human being apart from a professional. We've won, I think, one award here for the Best Graduate Campaign. We've been shortlisted for the RAD and the Target Job Awards. RAD, we were just finalists. And of course, on the night of that award, I was not there. And on the night that we didn't win, I was there, but that's the story of my life. And we've got a really strong overall application conversion rate. So my only advice on data, if I can give anything, is don't get drowned in it. First, understand what you want to know. You know, how we've been working months because we've got all the data, but there are few things that have to be tailored to the company. Not every company needs the same data in the same format. So don't just give it away. It's something you have to keep care about and really lead until you're happy, and then you can let go. But it's really, really important that you put attention to it. And then what does it tell you? Does it help you make decisions? If not, it's a useless data. Does it help you answer the business queries and be a little bit smug about it? Good data, it really is helpful. And then don't think it's, and I'm talking by experience, it's not, people think, but data are expensive. I think data is the only way to save money and really understand what you're doing with your function. And that's it. Try to keep it as short as we could. Last thing, my team now, given that I can't do it anymore, they've stopped me doing it. My team has got a data metric that we can present to the business on any business at any time every week. So we never go to meetings with a partner without knowing what we are talking about. We never have to say, oh, we will go back, check the data, and come back to you. We are always ready for war every single cycle, and it's quite fun. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.